going for the Ashura that has a KO chance. No KOs landed. Moderate chip damage at best. Some minuets going off. This is unmitigated true damage. Each tick is going to be 160 damage a piece. Pretty solid numbers there. Their reactions did activate that time. And now we're over to Joker's Time Age. Joker currently has the lead on the board and on the map. See if he takes advantage of his current advance and push in further to get his first W out of the series. Looks like Joker's making some pretty thoughtful decisions here before he commits to an action, which is fair. I do wonder what he is charging if there could be... Let's see, it was a team spell, so it might have been some healing there, I'm not sure. Also some form of white magics. In the meantime, Joker's going to advance his monk behind this construct. And is going to shockwave. Construct does not take earth damage, so that's a complete miss. Wingman's Knight's auto potion procs, storing most of the damage taken. And Joker's Time Age is casting a white Magic's Kuraga, bringing his entire team and that part of the line back to full. And now we're switching over now to Wingman's Samurai. Wingman is currently down on unit numbers, so he's got to play extra careful, whereas Joker has the board. He's going to advance his Samurai into the thick of the stack, of the enemy stack here. And it's going to commit to a Muramasa. This has a chance to inflict Doom as well, some pretty decent damage. Good cleave damage. Doom does proc on Joker's Mystic. So Doom is a little different. It actually lasts 2 turns and the unit gets KO'd instead of 3 in the original game. So this Mystic has this one action and then she will fall the next turn she gets. This next play that Joker makes is going to be very pivotal for his Mystic. He's going to go ahead and return fire and dealing more damage. A good decision by Joker to keep the pressure up on Wingman. Wingman Samurai enters critical. The Thief recovers most of the damage through auto potion. Looks like Joker's going to keep his Mystic in position, which will save on CT. However, that also means that Doom is going to strike faster on the Mystic. In the meantime, it is now Wingman's Thief's turn. The play he makes here is going to be very important because he already has a unit in critical, and his Thief is also injured. He's going to advance his Thief forward and get behind the Monk. Going to commit to a still HP, taking about 35% of the Monk's health, putting the Monk in critical and restoring the Thief's health in return. Alright, another Mincing Minuet tick is firing. That KO's Construct, nice kill. That also KO's the Monk, a nice double kill by Wingman's Knight. It also puts Joker's Knight in critical status. The numbers are definitely evened out now as we have a 3v3 on our hands, with both sides having one critical unit. Joker's going to advance his Knight back and is going to go for the undodgeable Chaos Blade attack that will down Wingman's Samurai. And now it's Wingman's Knight's turn. Is he going to commit to continue with the mincing minuet play, or is he going to switch his skills out? He does have a mincing coming up soon, but it's also Joker's Time Mage's upcoming action. Alright, Wingman's going to commit his Knight forward, and he's going to stay in the mincing minuet. A good choice to get an additional AoE chip damage. If Joker does not respond fast enough to his Knight being a critical, he will lose his Knight on the next action. Okay, it looks like Joker's going to advance his Time Mage beside Wingman's Knight. He has a lot of potential debuff or buff plays here, including healing. His Time Mage is going to go for a 1-tick raise with a 100% guaranteed hit rate due to Faith. A Monk is definitely getting back up. A very solid play by Jokerfisch. Mincing Minuet is firing. This will down Joker's Knight for sure. The Mystic enters critical, and the Time Mage takes mana shield damage. Wingman's Thief's Kiyomori Protect Shell has fallen off. That's a very, very unfortunate thing for Wingman, because this Thief is now wide open to fully unmitigated damage. And with the Monk acting next, that's probably going to be GG to that Thief. There are a lot of plays that Joker can make here. He can go for the Shockwave, though, who will injure his Time Mage in return. He can also go for a Cyclone, a Pummel. I'm not too sure what his secondary skill set is, but either way, he does have options in the martial arts. Like he's running Fundaments, okay. So yeah, he's definitely got a lot of options either way we look at it. Joker's going to go ahead and revive his Construct 8. An interesting pick there by Jokerfisch. If Construct CT is near 100, he's going to get an immediate act. It is, however, Wingman's Thief's turn. Still is definitely some plays that Thief can make here. But his options are very limited in nature, I think, at this point, so he's going to have to be very, very careful about how he advances. Okay, Wingman goes for the Still HP Downing Construct. This Construct is a very bulky character that does a lot of damage. Good play by Wingman. Mystic falls over due to the Doom countdown. And now it's a 2v2. Oh, never mind, it's not a 2v2 anymore. It is now a 1v2. The tides have changed drastically. Joker had the board and now Wingman is hanging through. This could be the end of the game right here, depending on how this plays out. Joker's Time Mage no longer has MP as well for Mana Shield. I think Wingman's going to commit to the Mincing Minuet, so Joker has safely at least 1 or 2 more turns before anything else bad happens on his behalf. So this next play is extremely pivotal. Depending on the way his CT is sitting for his skills, he may be able to get another raise off and get another unit back alive to avoid certain defeat. But we're about to find out shortly. Alright, Joker's going to move his Time Mage away from the Knight. However, Time Mage still is in Mincing Minuet range. He's committing to not a one-turn race. So Wingman's Thief now gets the chance to act. Raise will fire on the next act, so Wingman's going to probably attempt to shut down this Time Mage before she gets a chance. But can she do enough damage? Oh, a very interesting play there. Wingman's going to go for the Verse of Oblivion, the Osafune Iato, which does MP damage. That's enough damage, and now that Time Mage cannot cast Raise. A very nice stop by Wingman. Mincing Minuet is now firing. There is no mana shield there, so the Time Mage is taking full HP damage. This may be GG right here. The Time Mage only has 9 HP. That can be pretty much any play at this point. Wingman can seal his debut. Wingman's going to commit to the Saint Cross. This is an undodgeable holy magic attack. This is definitely going to KO the Time Mage. It might take out the Thief. The Thief enters critical. The Thief even recovers on the auto potion. And there you have it, folks. Our first debut by Wingman. Good game, folks.
Good game.
GG. Very fun.
GG.
Good stuff, guys. Both of you. Yeah, it was awesome. Game ends 1649.
I don't know. The loss doesn't feel so bad with the music on. It's great.
Very good stuff. Alright, so if you guys want to go in reload your saves whenever, you're good, and we'll go to the next game.
Alright.
Meantime.
Dancer definitely came in clutch for me that game.
Alright, and we're back. Next time we're on Orbine. Wingman's Thief is going to go and start off the initial Kiyomori play, providing protect shell to his units once more. And now we're shifting over to Joker's Bullseye Archer. What do you mean, Mikey? Like Victor on Orbon? Or are you talking about something else? Oh, okay. I gotcha. Alright, so it looks like Joker's going to advance his Archer forward and is going to go for a base of Toxico on Wingman's Samurai. It lands, it applies poison and oil. Poison ticks a lot harder in the PvP patch, and oil actually increases elemental damage taken, except for Holy and Dark. Alright, and now Joker's going to advance his Rafa forward. Rafa's going to do a Bulwark. That is an Arts of War skill that provides defending to those in the area, doubling their evasion rates until their next turn. And now it is Wingman's Mustadio's turn. Mustadio has a lot of options here for his first turn action. You can always go for like an arm shot or a leg shot. You can also go for a disassembly, reducing the target's physical magic attack by 2. Looks like he's going to go ahead and move to the side this time, however. And he's going to go for the overload on the monk. Because he's running the dual Hunter's Mark, he gets 2 strikes. That's going to KO the monk, and that's the first KO for this game. Mustadio does take roughly 300 damage in return from recoil damage. But the monk has also been KO'd. Quite a shocking attack indeed. Alright, now we're shifting over to Wingman's Samurai. Alright, looks like Wingman is going to go for the Murasame, healing his allies for 240 apiece. Murasame broke, however, so he won't be able to use that for the remainder of this game. And that poison tick for 124 against his mana shield. Now we're shifting over to to Joker's Mystics turn. Looks like Joker's going to position his Mystic behind his Archer. He's going to go for the Kikuichi Munji Yato. That damage is dealt to Wingman's Time Mage's Mana Shield. So she should be left unscathed in returns of her health. And now we're swapping over to Joker's Knight. Alright, Joker's going to position his Knight beside his Monk. Possibly going for a revive play. He sure is. He's going to use the Phoenix down to get his Monk back up. And now it's Wingman's Knight's turn. Dancer Knight. Alright, Wingman's going to shift his Knight into the middle of the area and is going to start committing to a missing minuet. Very solid for dealing overtime chip damage. And now let's see what Wingman's Time Mage is going to be all about. Some very interesting cast times that his Time Mage has on summons, for sure. including the strongest summon in the game and one of the strongest spells in the game. Actually, the strongest spell in the game, Zodiark, having a tick of 4. Let's see if he's going to take advantage of that or not. Alright, looks like he may not be. Let's see. Looks like Wingman's going to be committed to a Bahamut. Bahamut has a fast charge time based on where the times are sitting at, and it's going to fire before Joker's team gets a chance to respond. It looks like Wingman may be trying to follow up here. This thief is going to do a borrowed time, giving herself self-haste. Just going to speed up her amount of turns that she gets in this game, and shifting her forward as well, getting ready to capitalize on the summon. Mincy Minuet's firing first. Wow, this is a very, very nasty lineup on follow-up damage here. Mincy's going to take first for 160. The monk falls back down again. And now Bahamut is firing. This could be looking very bad for Joker very quickly. Don't worry, the game's not crashing. We're here. We're still here. Oh man, a triple kill by that Bahamut cast. Joker's only remaining unit is now as a full HP Knight at 673. This is looking very bad for Joker though, however, after that combo play. Wingman's going to commit to a still HP, which does a lot of damage if the target has a lot of health. And now it is Stadio's turn. This may be GG here, depending on how Wingman plays next. Looks like he's going to commit to the Overload. And that is definitely a GG. Overload. It is an undodgeable, unmitigated attack. And that's it. Wow, a fast 11-turn act here. And there it is. That's Orban for you. Small maps are definitely going to be a very, very, very fast match in most cases. It's going to require a lot of backpedaling and advancement. Good games to you both, guys.
Yeah, good game.
Good game.
Alright, fellas. Good stuff. Let me change real quick.
So do I leave the stage now?
2 recoils.
Overload gets recoils depending on how many hits. Since I was dual wielding, I did take recoils.
Yep. Yes, that will be the end of this exhibition match here. We do have Wingman and Jay playing here shortly. So if you guys want to stick tight, we want to try to get Jay in here as fast as possible. But in the meantime, good games to you both. Appreciate hanging in there, Joker. That's it. Alright, man. You too. Alright, so in the meantime, let's see if Mr. J is around by chance. Is he in the audience? Yep, you're good. Yeah. Yeah, Mikey. Yeah, that's kind of one of the things too. Is in regards to the well-timed summon, like that time age definitely landed like where the speed was. I think Wingman's team speed is fairly close to each other. So once he's able to like get that set up like it's you're looking at very fast cast times. I mean, heck, Zodiark was at 4. Yeah, and I do think that we made the best play possible when you factor mincing minuet, timing it up too. That was a lot of follow-up damage very quickly. It's hard to recover out of that. So I think the Bahamut play was definitely the best play when you look at the AOE of Bahamut. Yeah, I think Joker was sitting at anywhere between base 12 and 13. I don't think he had a lot of fast units, if any, that during that match, which I think also was kind of what made the turn order take or the cast time take advantage for Wingman's time mage in particular. Try not to jump my words up here. Um, to leading to where it had that fast time because there wasn't a lot of like relative high speed between both parties. Let me ping Mr. J and see if he's around. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Those small maps, definitely you got to change your strategy up. Usually go more on the aggressive approach. It's not a lot of time to set up. Yes, Ormine is in rotation. Ormine, Monastery Vaults level 2, and Lionel Castle Oratory to 3 small maps in the 12 map pool. Yep. The tournament map format will be fixed, so it's not going to be rolled through Tavern Master. It'll be maps that I'll pull in for each round. So the format will be medium, small, medium. So you'll always see a small map. Well, not always, but you should most of the time see a small map because there's only 3. There's times you may be medium, medium, medium. But there'll be some times it'll be medium, small, medium. But it is game 2, so that does give you the ability to swap your reserves out. No, no. So what we'll do is it'll be the same map across rounds. So round 1 would be like, for example, we'll just take what we just did here. So round 1 would be Malun, Orban, and Yogwood, and so the featured match will be doing Malund, as game 1, and then the lobby 8 match will be doing Malund. So each round has the same maps, but you won't be playing on the same maps for every round, if that makes sense. Because we also have 6 registered members, it's probably going to be double limb over round robin because it'll take longer with 6 people with round robin now as well. But I can't really finalize that until the 5th once signup's locked. But I'll update everyone on that as soon as I can. But yes, more importantly, for small maps, you do get the ability to swap your units out. So that's probably going to be where you may want to consider, I don't know, I mean, fast unit even, potentially. You did. Okay. All right. Yeah. So my time was off because I said like I think it was like base 12, 13. Hmm. Okay. All right. Let's see. Mr. J respond. Yeah, he might very well be FK. He may also be still having dinner. Oh, oh, I'm here. Okay. If that's the case, let's bring him on the stage. Hello, hello. Yeah, you get accepted to join it. Yep. Welcome, sir. Oh yeah. Let's Let's change the topic. It is now Dr. J versus Wingman. Alright, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do a host select for that specifically. I'll roll the maps for I'll decide the maps for you guys. So let's go do that first and figure out who's hosting. Wait, I can start plugging away. Host select. Jamie. That was roster verification, which I don't have the names because we're just doing mock things. But that would be me actually going over the main team names at that point. So appreciate it, Grimble. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, especially the Wngman game. It was pretty wild. Mr. Wingman, you are a host, sir. You are hosting it. Yep. And for those in the audience, we are getting the second match situated, so bear with us for a moment. They're getting everything situated as well as I. Alright, so for game one, we're going to do the medium, small, medium format. So we'll do Zershel Falls. Game two, Lionel Castle Oratory, fan favorite. Game three, Game three, Derwalder Marsh. Alright, you guys want to go and verify? Yeah. Want to verify connections? Make sure all good whenever. Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, y'all can go in and like get the pregame. That's fine. It's the pregame. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that's why the host should never press start because the guest could press start at any moment, and then the moment you do, then it starts automatically. All right. So make sure you got all this. Good. But yeah, you guys can go in and look for games. That's fun. Give you guys a moment to start laying units down, then I'll do roster verification. 2, generic 3, generic 4. Confirm? Yes or no? Sir? Alright, Wingman, you're free to start. You guys get ready to tune deafen. Alright, and we are back. We are now starting up our next match in the exhibition series. It is Dr. J versus Wingman. First game was Zershell Falls. It looks like the Dragoon is also advancing and is going to make the jump play as predicted. Samurai's about to take 440 damage if Wingman cannot respond fast enough. Alright, so we're now waiting on Dr. J's archer. She is going to advance on his side slightly. I think it might be getting ready to make a crossbow play. She is running the dual hunter's mark, so that's going to be potentially a very disgusting play or options that Jay makes. But he's going to actually wait his turn. Looks like he's out of range either way, so it's like a smart idea by Jay to save on CT. And now is Jay's last acting unit, the Knight. Knight has fly, so he's able to advance very quickly on the bridge. The Knight's going to apply a bulwark to both the Knight and the Squire. That's going to double their evasion rates into their next turn. And now it is Wing's Knight in return. So we're going to have to make a very important play here, considering where the opponent is stacked up, especially Delita is already at 53 CT, if I'm not mistaken. It's not going to be long before Delita gets his turn again. And that jump seems to be landing very shortly. But keep in mind, Delita has no protection, no protector or shell, so whatever Wngman decides to do, he's going to take the full run of the damage. He may be going into a dance to capitalize on AoE potential. Alright, looks like Wingman's about to commit to an action here. He's going to advance his knight beside Jay's Delita. He's eyeballing the attack, the basic attack. Alright, looks like he's going to commit to the attack. Delita's Fury procs, increasing his PA by 2. That's going to empower his attacks, his next attacks. So Wingman's going to have to be very cautious activating that Fury. Looks like Wingman is looking at doing a charged weapon play on Delita, which should be able to down him because he does not have shell. Looks like Wingman's going to go for the overload instead. That is guaranteed damage. Delita will fall. And he's going to do the follow-up overload against the Squire, putting the Squire in critical. Squire will respond with an auto potion, getting herself out of critical, and Musadu now enters critical due to recoil damage. Looks like Musadu is going to be bailing out with him being in critical status. Might as well run away after all that. And this is the last acting unit before Jay's Dragoon jumps on Wingman's Samurai. There are several plays that Wingman can definitely make here to capitalize on jump, or as well as to the opponent's positioning on the bridge. Looks like Wingman's going to get in position to heal his ally, keeping her topped up enough to survive the jump attack. Very smart advanced play by Wingman. Jump should be landing right now. Due to that heal, she goes into critical instead of getting KO'd. She is still a threat as long as she's living. Now we're switching over to Jay's Squire. The Squire's going to go for a gravity cast here. It's 100% guaranteed due to the Rod of Faith. The Samurai does fall down now. Jay is currently in the lead with 4 units alive. Looks like that Squire is bailing out of there. Fly is OP. Alright, now it is Jay's archer's turn. She waited her turn, so she gains her turn faster this time around because she waited last time. So he may be able to follow up on some additional damage or plays. Alright, Jay is going to position his archer in the bottom of the waterfall. A very interesting spot. She should be in range, however, for the Hunter's Mark crossbow, so he should be able to do as he pleases. But it is definitely an interesting position. Alright, looks like going for the charge weapon. Double shot, 224. Oh, and the Knight blocks it! Very nice by Wingman's Knight. Blocks the damage and then procs her auto potion, minimizing the amount of damage she takes. Musadio's slow just fell off, so he'll be able to gain his turns faster again. Or back to normal, rather. Alright, so we are now shifting gears to Jay's Dragoon. He's been pretty much just chilling in the back row, getting jumps off, doing a Dragoon's job, of course. I wonder if he's going to continue doing jumps, or he's going to change it up and potentially go for items or an attack play. Both the Dragoon and the Knight are both running items, so they have a lot of potential restore or recovery plays, especially with the Lita coming up soon in CT. Alright, Jay's going ahead and advance his Dragoon. Looks like he's about to aim towards a jump on Sadio. Sadio is on 61 CT, so that jump may or may not land if that's what he's aiming to do. I didn't quite catch if the Dragoon has throw items. It looks like he's going to go ahead for a pre-jump on the Samurai. Interesting. I suspect that he may be thinking that Wingman is going to go for a revive play on the Samurai. In the meantime, it is on Wingman's Thief's turn. Alright, she's going to borrow some time, gaining haste, increasing her turns in the future. Alright, the Knight is off defending, as it is now his turn, so now let's see what Jay's going to do with his Knight. Once again, his Knight does have items on the secondary, so that could mean that he could go for Revive Play on Delita, depending where CT is lined up at. And he also has other options too in Arts of War. Alright, Jay is going to advance his Knight forward. Is he going for the Phoenix down, or is he going for a different play? Got several options here, including St. Cross. Ren's speed's actually not out of the equation either, so like I said, there's a lot of options Jay could be making here right now. And of course, he's going to evaluate the best play that he can make for his team currently, where he is currently positioned on the board. Wow, a very interesting play. Jay went for the war cry. We don't see that one often, but what that does is it guarantees the removal of Protect and Shell on a target, but it can only be done if it is ability sourced. And since Wingman did a Kiyomori earlier, he went ahead and stripped his thief, or the thief of it. And that thief is a lot more vulnerable to damage. Alright, let's see what Wingman's Knight going to do. Jump is also about to land again, so we have to take advantage of that, but I believe it was also a timed jump on Wingman Samurai, if I'm not mistaken, so we'll see what kind of plays that Jay was looking at with that in mind. The year is 2023, and re-equip has always been viable. Just a sleeper ability. Looks like Knight is going to go ahead and start channeling Missing Minuet for potential AoE potential damage. And now it is Jay's Squire turn. She had earlier shifted back from the Wingman stack and fled after she did a slow. So let's see what he's planning on doing with her next. And just a note here, Squires have the highest base movement on the generic jobs, so they're able to get around very quickly. This Squire here is 6 move with fly, so she's able to pretty much traverse most of the map in one go. And when you stack it with their utility-based skill set and their access to re-equip and different items, they definitely can do a lot of different things. You won't see them do a lot of damage, but they're able to change the tide of battle through various utility-based options. Alright, looks like Jay's still taking his time trying to figure out what he wants to do with a Squire. Always important to think ahead where the turn order is to take advantage of the best play you can as possible. So I know he's definitely trying to contemplate what he wants to do next based on where the next units lie. And that is definitely going to be something you'll see throughout this match and throughout the tournament, as you'll sometimes see some players taking some time to plan in advance what they are planning to do. So bear with us while he makes his decision. He's going to go ahead and wait out. Now for what? He's going to go ahead and wait out Squire. Thank you. Yes, yeah, Raid Shadow Legends for sure. if any ad would pop up. Alright, Wingman's Thief had her Protect Shell removed from her recently, so she is defenseless. It is her turn, so let's see what plays that Wingman's going to decide to make with this Thief. Wingman does have the next acting turns, including a Mincing Minuet follow-up, so Wingman may be playing to that advantage between getting follow-up damage and allowing Mincing Minuet to take advantage of follow-up potential. Alright, looks like Wingman's going to go for the still HP. Auto Potion does not proc, so a nice successful absorb there by Wingman's Thief. And she's going to chill there, saving on CT. And now it is Wingman's Mustadio. He's still in critical, but he does have range through his crossbows, so he can definitely make several plays here. Our women's going to commit to the double arm shot, thanks to the dual hunter's mark. The first disable lands, so that the the Dragoon is now successfully disabled for at least several turns. Put him out of commission. He'll still be able to move around, but he won't be able to act. And beside it looks like he's going to be chilling up there still, saving on CT as well. Wingman's missing menu is now firing, dealing decent chip damage to both the Dragoon and the Knight. Oh, and the Archer, who's just chilling in the water. The Knight does get an auto push and proc, so he's really effectively on taking 10 damage there. And Musada's Protect also falls off from Kiyomori. Wingman's to be extra careful now that he's lost his damage mitigation. His Thief, however, gets a turn because she did wait, and she is also haste with a lot of base speed. So he could definitely make an additional follow-up here, if possible. Alright, looks like he's going for another still HP there. The Knight responds with another auto potion. Alright, now will Wingman move his Thief, or will he keep her in position to save on CT? With her being at a high speed, I believe a speed of 16 or 18, and with haste still running, she will definitely get her turn faster. Looks going to keep her in position to save on time. And now we're switching over to Jay's Archer, still hanging out in the waterfall, enjoying the view, of course. Alright, so for those who are joining us, the game is currently a 4 units for Jay and 3 units remaining for Wingman. Wingman has 1 unit in critical, and both units have lost their Protect Shell. Jay does have a lot of options with his Archer here between aim and through items, so he's probably going to be carefully planning his next plays here. Though the clock is ticking, he's already down to 347, and as he continues to stay in his unit's menu, the time will continue to run down. For those that are not aware, if the timer hits 0, it's not GG. However, what it does happen is you now get a shortened clock that will only reset every 15 seconds. You only have 15 seconds to act and move, and if you don't do so, then and that timer hits 0, your turn will immediately end, regardless of the actions or movement you're trying to take. So hopefully Jay doesn't run his time down too hard, but he is trying to carefully plan. Looks like Jay's going to go in and commit to a dual charge weapon attack. It's a solid 448 damage there. However, Wingman's Knight is going to recover 150 of it through auto potion. Looks like Jay's going to advance his Archer further up the waterfall in the hills. And now it is Jay's Squire's turn. Alright, let's see what Jay's going to be doing with the Squire. He's going to advance on the bridge. Or, excuse me, not the bridge, but rather at the bottom of the waterfall. Waterfall strats, I see. Alright, he's going to have his squire go for a haste. 69% chance, fairly decent numbers. Haste does connect successfully. Jay's knight is now haste, increasing his turns in the current game as well. We're switching over to Jay's dragoon, which still is disabled, so he's not going to be able to make any actions here. He can still move, however. But it's probably going to be best for this guy to just kind of probably just sit and chill and just bide his time so he can get out. Oh, looks like Jay's going to move him out of the way actually and shift him down further down Wingman's stack. Wingman does have a mincing minuet about to come up, so if he's going to commit today, he should go on and end the turn here on this knight. Looks like Wingman's trying to figure out the best option for his knight right now. Does he continue to stay in mincing minuet, especially with the tick about to go off? Or does he change songs or readjust her position so that she is able to potentially hit the archer from across? Right now, she looks like she's in a good spot. She's able to get at least the knight and the squire, but might be looking at something else. Oh, we actually can get the dragoon too, like right on the tail too. So he is in range of 3 units. She's in a pretty good spot as is. Alright, looks like Wingman's going to go ahead and commit to the mincing minuet, which is firing right now. Dishing out 160 damage across all 3 enemies and within her AoE. There's an auto potion firing from that knight again. He's doing a very good job reacting. And as well as the squire, she's also reacting as well, so they effectively only took 10 damage from that mincing minuet. Alright, now it's Jay's hasted knight's turn. This has been a very interesting position there from Mustadio. He's been hanging up there in the hills for a while, but it looks like Jay is going to answer to that and finish him off at St. Cross. And Mustadio goes down. This now leaves Wingman with 1 unit alive before the inevitable defeat. Or excuse me, 2 units alive. Forgot about the knight. So the numbers are not pretty for Wingman right now. He's going to have to really crawl his way out. These aren't really meant to do a lot of damage deal, so he's really going to have to play around with what they're capable of with the skill sets he has set up on his thief, which is both steel and Iato, and his knight, which is arts of war and dance. The biggest threat, I believe, is going to be Jay's dragoon. Once that disable falls off, it's going to be very hard for Wingman to recover. He's really going to have to play very careful in his next couple of turns. Alright, looks like Wingman's going to position behind the Dragoon. Dragoons have safeguards so they cannot be robbed or stolen from. I was going to go for the still HP there, putting the Dragoon in critical health. And I believe that's going to be it for now. The Thief's haste falls off, however the mincing minuet is going to follow up and get the KO on the Dragoon. He goes down. The Knight's auto potion fires again, as well as the Squire. Wow. There's a lot of sustained fighting going on right now in this match. Got a couple units leaving the board since they haven't been revived, so the field is clearing out here. We're in the 23rd act out of 40. It is now Jay's archer's turn. It's currently 3-2 Jay. Jay's going to charge weapon the knight, putting her in a critical, and she goes down. It is now a 1 versus 3. This is not good for Wingman. This is maybe the defeat here. We're coming up very shortly. Alright, Jay's going to advance his squire over towards Wingman's thief. Going Gonna go for the immobilized, the dual wield. The immobilized missed, the other attack landed, however the thief actually recovered from the attack due to auto potion. She's not out just yet. She may be defenseless, but she's still hanging in there. Jay's Knight is also advancing towards the thief as he tries to close the gap. He's going to wait it out there, saving CT, especially with haste. He'll get his turn very soon again. Wingman's going to have to make very, very strategic plays here to even try to hang on. Look, Wingman's going for a borrowed time. A very interesting pick there. He's going to go ahead and rehaste his thief. I'm assuming he's going to wait it out. Yep. So what he's going to do is he's going to basically try to outspeed his opponent because he is the fastest unit. There it is. There's the double turn, as suspected. Without moving, he effectively gained his CT back to 100, acting again. He's going to go for the KO from the Ashura. It didn't land, however. At a 19% chance to proc. This might be the end here, as Jay's Knight now gets his turn. That was a very good play by Wingman, though. Trying to make as many plays as possible with what he had. Jay's going to go for the Phoenix now and getting his Dragoon back up. That also means he's no longer disabled. However, Wingman didn't move that thief again, so she gets her turn. The power of high speed and haste is definitely showing right now. He's going for the other KO proc again from Ashura. The damage is enough to kill the Dragoon. However, the Squire does recover. This is pretty crazy here. Jay is low on time, and however, the thief is still trying. She's still hanging in by a thread. Oh my goodness, this is wild. The Squire slow missed on the thief. 30 acts here. The thief is still living. This is crazy. No mitigation, however, but she is still hanging in due to speed. Alright, it's Wingman's turn again with this thief. Is he going to keep up with the Ashura plays, or is he going to try to make an advance and go for a different Ashura in a different spot? If he moves, however, he's pretty much sealing his fate now due to the fact that he loses CT priority. And that is thanks to his high speed on the thief and the haste that's currently active. However, that haste is not going to be lasting much longer. He's going to go for it. He's going to try to get that KO proc. It still did not proc, but no auto potion this time. He's going to have to wait it out once more. That haste is falling off right on schedule, so he doesn't have the speed priority to take advantage of his unit's high speed. Looks like the dual attack's going off. No immobilized tick from the Ancient Sword. And it is the Thief's acting turn again. This is the power of keeping your units in wait. Or not moving, depending. In this case, not moving, rather. But still, this shows how important it is to take advantage of your high speed and then not moving to save on CT. Even with one unit alive, Wingman still has plays, still making plays, even though she is in half health practically at this point. Like, he's going to go and try to gamble, potentially, in another play here. He's going for the still HP. He's out of range for a Ashura proc on the Knight, so let's see what he's going to do here. Looks like he's thinking about committing. I think he's afraid about the first strike, but he should be okay because he's within the hitbox. Looks like he's going to go and chance the Ashura KO proc again. Oh my goodness, it lands. What is going on right now? Wow, we are watching some crazy tactics. The Thief is still living with a... That is the first successful KO proc from the Ashura Iato Blade. After multiple casts, he's gotten a KO off. It is now Jay's turn. He's advancing his Knight beside the Thief. He did not act. Very interesting. Jay's advancing his squire. The thief is practically boxed in now. Squire's going for the slow. 69% chance. It lands. That thief is pretty much, fate is sealed. She's going to be getting her turn slower now at half speed. However, she is sitting at 100 CT. And that is GG. Wow, that was a match. I tell you what. Good game, boys. What was going on there? Holy crap. Wow.
That was a game.
That was definitely a game. That was some shenanigans I ain't seen. Oh, man.
That was fun.
That was definitely fun. That was a trip. That whole play was a trip.
Good game.
Good game.
Wow. Oh, it's definitely a boxing ring, for sure. Alright guys, and we are back. Wingman versus Jay, Dr. J. This is game 2 in the best of 3 series. We're now going to Lionel Castle Oratory. This is a small map, and as you can tell from the spawns, they are very much neck and neck. I do expect to see some blitzing plays here. We're starting off with Wingman's Thief. Wingman's Thief is going to do her usual initial protect shell on his team to get them all mitigated here. This is a very interesting position here, I'll say, for Wingman's initial starting positions. He doesn't have him squared out, so he's splitting his Thief now, actually, too, so looks like he's trying to get himself in a position where he can take less damage through Jay's potential onslaught from his Delita that he experienced in the first game as Ursula Falls. Speaking of which, it is Delita's turn now, so let's see what Jay's planning to cook up here. Is he going to go for the rush? Probably so, but we will see. The Delita does not have Protecting Shell, so he is going to receive full damage the entire time. With this map being so close, he may or may not survive long enough. But his team also does have a lot of recovery methods through items, so he'd be able to easily get a Phoenix down if he needs to. Especially if the CT lines up. Especially when we're playing in high level PvP, it is always recommended to take maybe even a good 10 to 15 seconds to just kind of glance over your opponent's units to get a look at what they're running, how they're set up, so you can plan in advance who your priorities are, what they may do to you, etc., etc. Looks like Jay's going to go ahead and commit to the Hollow Bolt play. Wingman's Mana Shield did not proc on the Time Mage, so the Time Mage will go down, taking a hefty 375 damage. The Knight does recover, however, with an Auto Potion, recovering half the damage taken. Roughly. Alright, looks like Jay's going to advance his Dark Knight in front of Mustadio. Could he be going for the Abyssal Blade, or is he going for the Crushing Blow? About to find out. Either way, it's going to hurt Wingman's squad, especially where they're stacked. Abyssal Blade does do a lot more damage. Oh, he's actually changing it up and doing Unholy Sacrifice. That was a pretty hefty damage dealt entirely to Wingman's squad. However, the Thief will recover about half that damage through Auto Potion. And now it's Mustadio's turn. Dark Knight also took a lot of damage due to the PvP patch's increased recoil damage in Unholy Sacrifice, where you take 60% of your HP, maximum HP and damage instead of 30 in the original game. Man's got to be very careful how he responds here, because Jay's team is still eager to act with 2 units sitting at 100 CT. They will be probably advancing next, especially with guest priority. Looks like Overload's going to probably be out of the question here, because Mustadio's HP is so low that if he goes for a dual Overload, he will kill himself. So he's going to have to probably look at different options here. That is an interesting eyeball that Wingman is looking at, but he may not be committing to the disassemble. Looks like he's going to commit to a dual charge weapon attack instead. 272 a hit, which will down Jay's Delita. It's currently at 4-4 on both sides. Wingman's going to choose keeping this Mustadio in position, saving on CT. It is now shifting over to Jay's Dragoon. This is the first act for the Dragoon for this game. Wii music. It's just the staging. It's the default staging Discord music. You can mute it, OQ. But everyone loves the sweet, sweet melodies of it. Alright, looks like Jay's Dragoons has hops. He's getting over that barricade and is landing beside his Dark Knight. Yeah, for sure. Alright, looks like the Dragoon's going to X-Potion up his Dark Knight from the injuries dealt from Unholy Sacrifice. A very smart play there by Jay, keeping his Dark Knight healthy, and he could even potentially go for another Unholy Sacrifice again. Now we're switching over to Jay's Archer, who's also got our first action of this game. Alright, looks like Jay's going to move his Archer fully into the Wingman stack here, alongside his brethren. Let's see what plays he's going to make here. That is definitely an interesting spot to have his Archer. It looks like he's going to go straight for the dual charge weapon attack. One lands. Is there a block? There's not. That is the second downed unit on Wingman's squad. That's also his bulkiest unit gone down as well, so this is not looking good for Wingman at all. Alright, now we are shifting over to Wingman's Bard, who has finally got his act in this game. However, he does have two of his allies down, so it's going to probably not be a Bard song happening. It looks like Wingman is going to commit to the Phoenix down to get his teams up. His time age is at 96 CT, which should get the very next action. A very smart play there by Wingman to take advantage of where the CT is sitting at. But looks like I called that one wrong there. Looks like Jay's Knight's going to be acting next. I'm not sure if Jay can move towards that knight and take advantage, or not the knight, but the time age, take advantage, but it looks like he get right in position. Very interesting play there by Jay. And mobility is king. He's going to go ahead and take advantage of the revive play by Saint crossing the time age, downing the time age once again. Also putting the Thief in critical. Jay's Dark Knight responds with an auto potion, recovering from the damage he took. Not looking good at all for Wingman. It is currently a 4 versus 3 Jay, and with Wingman's Thief and critical HP, he doesn't have much longer, I suspect, for her to be making plays with her as well. So he's going to have to make the next play very, very pivotal. The Dark Knight has Safeguard, and the Dragoon has Safeguard innately, so he's not going to be able to rob them of their gear. This looks like it might have been what he was aiming to do. He still has plenty of options, though, between Steal through Borrowed Time, or Steal HP, and as well as Iato through Status Procs. Oh, cannot do that thanks to the slotted Safeguard on the Dragoon, or the Dark Knight, excuse me. Very interesting there. So Wingman does get the Musadio action here. Looks like he's going to commit to the Ashura Blade, trying to go for a KO proc. The Dark Knight does get KO, so he immediately falls down. An interesting play there. However, dual auto procs from both Jay's Knight and Jay's Dragoon, so they recover from the damage taken. However, Wingman's Thief does get the DK down. It is now a 3v3. And we're only 9 acts in. Alright, now this is going to be another important play here for Wingman's Mustadio, because he is near HP critical. So his Eyeball and Recharge, which is a new skill that Mustadio gained in the PvP patch, essentially acts like Chakra but at range, restoring HP and MP to the target. So that may or may not be the play that Wingman makes. He's trying to calculate what is the best play he can make, considering that his Mustadio is about to die. Yeah, that's probably that's probably I remember why he has a safeguard on now, just to make sure it doesn't happen again. Losing your sword on a sword skill is really rough. Wingman's trying to figure out where he wants to position his Mustadio at. Once again, his Mustadio is at 176 HP, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me, 163. So either way, he is at near HP critical. And he's trying to make the last play count. Is he going to commit to the overload? He is. This overload will kill Mustadio, however, but he will also take that Dragoon down with him. What an interesting choice there by Wingman. It is now a 2v2 on Lionel Castle Oratory. We are now in the 10th act of the game, and it is coming down to the wire already. It is now Jay's Archer's turn, and he is facing a HP critical Thief, as well as a fully healed and topped up Bard as well. So what Jay makes here is also going to be equally just as important in decision making. Does he go for the Thief, or does he potentially look at the Bard? Looks like he's looking at the Thief possibly here. He's going for the charged weapon. The Thief falls. And because he targeted the Bard also takes the secondary hit. However, the Bard says, not all that I'm taking. He's going to go ahead for the auto potion and restore 150 from the damage. This is probably going to be the Bard's last play here, potentially. So what he does with Wingman does with his Bard is going to be super important now. He does have items on the secondary, so he's going to have to check the CT of his dead units to see who can get up fastest. Alright, looks like Wingman's going to go ahead and shift his Bard over to his group stack. He's looking at Phoenix downing his Thief. Yes, okay, so the Thief is getting back up at 88 CT. She should be the next acting unit. And she is indeed the next acting unit. So at 9 HP, Wingman's going to make a very, once again, important play here, as she's not going to be able to survive any incoming attack. But it looks like he's going to go for the still HP. A very interesting play there to keep her sustain up. And no auto potion. A very solid play there by Willow. She's now restored with most of her HP back on the board here. However, she does not have mitigation. That is a very important thing here, because she was using Kiyomori to gain Protect Shell, which she does not have because she was revived. She will now take the full brunt of any incoming attack her way. And Jay's going to respond as well. They're getting their units back up in shape here. He's going to Phoenix down his Delita, his strongest unit on his team. And Delita acts because his CT was next. This is some really high level tactics here, and this is why it's so important to always check your unit CT before committing to any action. This is how you make those plays work, by getting your units back up, by utilizing their CT, and being able to get those revive plays off. And with Delita alive, he has now struck down Wingman's thief. It is now a 3v1 here. Jay. That Bard is last standing on Wingman. If that Bard dies, Jay will win this match. So Jay's going to position in for another charged weapon hit. That's 224. Another 224. The Bard goes down. And that is a GG. Jay wins this game. 15 minutes and 25 on the clock. Good game, guys. Good game. Sweaty.
Good game indeed.
Good game.
Good game, man.
That
Was like the sickest Orbone castle. Like, it's it wasn't like just a straight up white, but it was also like, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was unfortunate. Like both times of my time mage, I couldn't get a fucking mana shield proc.
True.
Yeah.
Like, once
Yeah,
that
for sure.
happened, I was like, "This is done. This game's done."
Yeah.
GG's, fellas. Appreciate the exhibition match there, boys. Good stuff.
Anytime.
Also appreciate the audience chit chat. Let me catch up here on the chat. I caught some of the messages, but didn't catch everything.
yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I was watching the
Let's see
action.
here. I was so curious. I wanted to look at the chat the whole time. How do I even do this?
So I can't have the chat open while like recording the stream, because then I'll have the chat and the stream at the same time. So I can't have it open like that. So I can only catch the notifications as they pop up. Salt Shaker, what?
just saw QPs. He's like, oh, how the hell from the back? Oh my god! I have no idea what it was, but it's just like,
This map better have an express lane for the morgue for how quick people die here.
True.